Hi, in this week's video, we're going to be reviewing the Hydrow Wave. Hydrow's lightweight alternative to its flagship rower, the original Hydrow. The Hydrow Wave is smaller, it's lighter, it's about a third cheaper as well, but is it any good? Let's find out. Let's start with the looks. So I really like the way this rower looks. It's got a kind of skeletal, kind of dark knight look about it, hasn't it, from Batman? I think because it's got these cutouts here so you can see through it, it will kind of blend into your room rather than kind of dominating the space like some other rowers do. Next is the size. So it fits really well in this space, and I think it will fit really well in most homes. Compared to the original Hydrow in the same space, it certainly takes up a lot less room. When I had a Concept 2 rower in here, it was almost wall to wall. If you need to move the Wave, you can just lower the screen, and then it's really quite light, and it gets on its front wheels here really quickly. So when it comes to moving it about in your space, it's really quite easy. If you want to stand it up though, you will need the Hydrow anchor kit, which is another £150 or $180 to stand it up properly and safely. But for most of us, I guess it will just be staying in situ, but very easy to move about. Now the screen actually moves up and down with this quick release pin, which is quite easy to use. Now one thing I would like to see is, because this row is in two halves, you might be able to see there's a join just down here. There's a bolt that holds these two halves together. I would have actually liked to have seen a quick release pin there. The reason being is that might give people an option to break the rower in half and perhaps even store it behind a sofa. The screen on the Hydrow Wave is 16 inches, but I think looking at the size of the machine, I think it actually fits the overall aesthetic really well. I did worry that it might be a bit small coming from the Hydrow with 22 inches, but it's actually perfect. I adapted to this immediately after just a couple of minutes. And this is my normal rowing position, and when I'm rowing backwards and forwards, I don't really have any issues seeing this screen at all. The contrast is really good, and the picture quality, I think, I don't know if it just feels really sharp. I don't know if it's because it's smaller, but it does look really good, this screen. One thing the Hydrow doesn't have is an ability to move the screen. So if you're working out next to your rower, you might find yourself looking up at an angle. There isn't an option on the back here like there is on the original Hydrow to move the screen. What I tend to do is just use my mobile phone and screencast to a nearby television. Because of the way the Hydrow outdoor workouts look, they just look great, don't they, with this scenery. I find the bigger the screen, the better for these types of workouts. One thing that you'll need to factor into your price is the subscription cost. So this is a connected fitness rower, and Hydrow bring out new content daily. And with that in mind, in addition to the cost of buying the rower, you'll need to commit to $38 a month for the subscription, which is good value. I think it's about where many other connected fitness products are, and the quality of these workouts out on the open water is really impressive. You can also have unlimited accounts, so if there's several of you in the family, then everyone can have their own accounts for the Hydrow Wave. Now let's look at the content. So when you first log on, you'll have a screen here telling you generally about their latest rows. And what I like about this, and I hope it does it, is when I click this, it should recommend a row for me, which is the row that I was probably going to do anyway. Let's have a look. Yeah, there we are. So a 20-minute matching rhythm row. And the good thing about this is you can just press row and then you're straight into your workout without having to select one. But if you do want to select one, the library is really good. There are 4,478 workouts available, and that's growing all the time. You can either search by athlete, you can search by duration, you can search by workout type. So the drive rows, in my experience, are the hardest. The sweat is where I tend to row really. That seems to work well for me. Breathe are the easiest. You've got a selection of warm up and cool downs. You've also got journey and distance. So these are just no coaching, just rowing, and you do your own thing. In addition to that, you've got strength workouts. You've also got mobility. You've also got Pilates, yoga, various yogas. So there's lots of content on the rower and also off the rower. So you can pick a location. So I'm British, which makes things difficult because it's not under B. It's not under B for Britain. It's not under G for Great Britain. No, it's under U for United Kingdom. There we are. Welcome to my world. Various rows on the Thames. You've also got Loch Ness, Edinburgh. So wherever you are in the world, you've got these really amazing. Look at that one. Sunrise Row in London. What's not to love? The variety of workouts here are really, really good. I also like the open water rows. They're fantastic, and I'm looking forward to doing these Alaskan rows. If you do decide to buy either a Hydrow Wave or a Hydrow, I'll put my link in the description. This will take you straight to the Hydrow website for the best price on their website, and it will also help support the channel. So thanks very much. And also some breaking news from this morning. I've just found this out. Between today and the 24th of October, 2022, if you order a Hydrow or a Hydrow Wave, Hydrow will also send you their 14-piece on the mat workout set. So in addition to the Hydrow, you'll get a workout mat, yoga blocks, and 7 different types of resistance bands. And these will be really good for Hydrow's bootcamp style workouts, which are coming later this year, where you'll be part rowing, part off the rower, doing a bootcamp style workout. Right, I just can't do 2 things at once, hang on. Rowing feel, when it comes to how this feels to row, I'm going to compare it to the Concept 2 because that's a rower that most of us know and love and have rowed hundreds of thousands of miles on. So if you're used to a Concept 2 or familiar with the Concept 2, then this is just a lot smoother to use. I love a Concept 2. This is a level above. I'm just going to take my feet out and keep the seat still as best I can. So this is the noise it makes when you're rowing. And when I've got my headphones in, I can't hear this over my headphones. So the instructor and the music is a louder sound than this. One thing that did surprise me though, and not in a good way, is the way that this rail sounds. So I can hear this over my headphones. Let me put my feet in. So it's not really loud, but maybe it's just the sound. It's quite a high-pitched sound, but I can just about hear that over the headphones. The seat is louder than the electromagnetic resistance. What I really do like about this row though are the touch points. So this is exactly the same as the original Hydrow, and the seat here is exactly the same as well. Now you can hear this, you can hear that, can't you? It does move about on this rail slightly, but when you're on it, it doesn't move about. But it's a lovely, comfortable seat. Oh, that isn't. Let me just sit on it. I just want to show you that when you're on it, it doesn't make that noise. If it does make that noise when you're sitting on it, then you perhaps need to work on your technique. The foot plates are also comfortable. I've got a comparison video between this and the original Hydrow. I don't find it this strap quite as premium feeling as the original Hydrow, but they are very comfortable. And I do find that my seat to foot plate position is very good. One thing to note is that this is a fairly low rower, so if you've got mobility issues, then that might be something for you to consider because it is lower than the original Hydrow. The default drag setting on the Hydrow is 104 because that most represents water, but you can change that. So if you feel it's too heavy, you can go down to 50, or too much, up to 300. The first thing I would say, if you are finding it too easy, it might be a technique. If that's the case, just scroll down from the recommended row, past all the programs, and at the bottom here, you will see how to row. So even if you feel like you're a good rower, then do these. Especially if you're like me and you're self-taught and you think you can row, but the reality is you're no better than a donkey on roller skates. In conclusion, at this price point, this is a great rower. With many other rowers costing over 2,000 or sometimes 3,000, there is kind of like, there's a gap, isn't there, for a high quality rower between a Concept 2 price and maybe something like a Hydrow. And this fits the gap. For the price point, I would say the build quality and feel is excellent. There's a few things I would like it to do, which it doesn't, which is the turning screen and the ability to just easily break it in half. But if you're getting a rower at this price point that's this good, then maybe, I know I can certainly live without those things. One thing I did think was that this is going to be a step down from the original Hydrow, and I can honestly say, hand on heart, that it isn't a step down. It's just different, and I've got a comparison video on these two, so I don't want to kind of go into comparisons too much because I'll be repeating myself. But if you think about the original Hydrow as, say, like a BMW 5 Series, then this feels like a BMW 3 Series. So same brand, same quality, just different. And one thing that doesn't come across in videos that well is the playful nature of the rower. So it does, it feels like it wants to row all the time. When I walk into this room, I feel like it's saying, "Are we rowing today?" And if I say no, I can almost feel its disappointment. If you want to see my review of the original Hydrow, just click here. And if you want to watch more videos on this, the Hydrow Wave, just click here. Until next time, see you soon.